what I thought I would do is give you 10 tips.
Okay.
I've got way more in the book, but I know we never have time, so 10 tips.
Okay.
And a lot of things, I know people are going to say, oh, I know that.
Right. But are you practicing it?
That, and do you know the why? Because if the why is not big enough, you're not going to make it happen. Because how many of us know, oh, I should be doing this, but don't really know why.
I should get more
Somebody
exercise.
said to do that, so it'd be nice to understand. So we've all heard keep a healthy weight, okay, and also exercising. And one of the reasons is studies are showing that people that keep a normal BMI, which is 18.5 to 24.5, have better sleep than people that don't.
Okay.
Same thing with exercising. Exercising really helps you regulate the hormone and getting the oxygen going and so forth. So there's a physiological reason for it. And on top of that, you've got the aspect that it does on your brain for the oxygenation and so forth. So there are some physiological reason for that, okay? And it could be a stress reliever as well.
Okay.
The other thing is keep a schedule and create a bedtime routine and go to bed early. Go to bed early, I've mentioned why. Keep a schedule is, try to have a routine that you always go to bed at the same time. Create also a bedtime routine as in, I'm going to have my herbal tea, I'm going to read for a while, I'm going to listen to a meditation CD or whatever have you. So you've got, just like kids, right? You've got your little routine and your body knows. And if you do it at the same time, your chances are you're going to be sleeping more easily.
So you're not saying, don't do the late night Friday and sleep in till 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
It confuses your body, right?
Okay.
Sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, I know. This is really ruining my whole lifestyle.
There you go. There you go. The other one that we all know is getting some sunshine, because sunshine helps regulate all the hormones that I was talking about. But also, you have to make sure your bedroom is dark at night. And I have a lot of patients that work shift, and I just so feel bad for these people because it's hard to work shift, because your circadian rhythm is all changed and so forth. But if that is the case, you can buy mask or make sure that you've got curtain that make it really dark. And again, it's from a hormonal point of view with the pituitary gland to make sure that it's working properly.
I like hearing you say as well to make sure you get your sunshine, because I think that maybe perhaps over the last 10 years or so we've gone the opposite way, where it's like, don't go out in the sun, put on your 60, 100 plus sunscreen, sit under a tree and wear this hat, right? And people aren't really enjoying the sun anymore. And it is good for you.
It is good. It is good because what happens is we're very deficient in vitamin D, and vitamin D is very important for health. And studies are now showing that there's more cancer attached to a deficiency of vitamin D than cancer attached to skin cancer and so forth.
It's about being responsible and protecting yourself properly,
exactly.
right?
It doesn't mean that you have to go under the sun for 8 hours and then fry yourself. That's not what we're saying.
Exactly.
Now, another one that's very easy to figure out why. Avoid caffeine afternoon, because everybody metabolizes caffeine differently. Right. And some days it will affect you, some days it won't. But as a rule, if you stop drinking coffee before afternoon, then you're mostly to be okay. Avoid alcohol, and I get flack when I put this. Avoid alcohol before bed. Some people say, what do you mean avoid alcohol?
Yeah, I was about to really get on you.
I know.
First my sleeping in's out of the picture, now
there
I
you
can
go.
Beer.
Actually, you'd be happy. My blog this week was on resveratrol, which is part of the red wine and how good it is for health. But unfortunately, you'd have to drink like 100 glasses to get the benefit of what you get in a capsule.
Right,
so
I don't think I'll do that.
We didn't see here, unfortunately, in that.
Okay, I'll send you the blog link. But why it happens is that you won't have a hard time falling asleep, but probably a few hours after, your blood sugar is going to dip. And then it's going to wake you up. So it's peaks in your blood sugar that usually wakes you up. And also you cannot get into a deep sleep as you need to recuperate.
Okay.
I totally believe that. Because if I think about great weekends with a lot of wine at a dinner party, I have a terrible sleep that night.
Yeah.
Really? It's like
and you don't
superficial,
wake up,
right?
You don't wake up refreshed at all,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Interesting.
And the fact that you're probably dehydrated. Avoid before bed snack, and this is a pictures of donuts and all that stuff. So grains and sugar, again, it's going to peak your insulin level and so forth, so it's obviously not good. They suggest eating more protein before you go to bed because, again, protein have a high level of tryptophan, which is also, again, tryptophan, serotonin, melatonin, and can help you sleep. I'm not saying having a big steak before you go to bed, but, you know, a protein shake or something like that can be good.
Is it better to go to bed with an empty stomach or with a bit of protein?
A little bit of protein.
Little bit.
That's what I think.
Okay.
It's out for debate, but that's my personal experience.
I'll have a small steak before bed.
Exactly. Journaling. Make preparation for the next day. How many times do we go to bed and our head's going like this, you know, because of that? So we want to write down things that are bothering us or things to do the next day so you don't have to, oh, I don't want to forget that. So you'll be thinking about that. So journaling is awesome. Listening to white noise or relaxing music. Sometimes a fan in the background can be good. The other big thing too, and I talk to my patients all the time, no TV in the bedroom. Okay, if you're watching TV,
I watch the news. It's
it's all bad news, right?
I know,
so it puts
so
bad information in your brain.
Guilty as charged for sure.
And also the electromagnetic field emanating from the TV and even from your alarm clock. You may want to consider one of those good old crank alarm and have no electrical appliances in your room as much as you can.
I can do the no TV, but you're going to have a hard time pulling away my clock radio.
Everybody's different. Power naps is another thing. I know I cannot do that, but some people can, and they feel refreshed. They feel more focused. And then obviously see your wellness chiropractor. And why is because the nervous system is controlling everything. The 12 system are controlled by your nervous system.
You wanted to make sure that you mentioned the pillow.
Yes. If we look at this picture here, is not so much the brand that I'm promoting here, but is the position. And on the if we can get on the TV here, it's that the position of your head needs to be in a neutral position. So no sleeping on your stomach. If you're sleeping on your side, it needs to be wide enough to cover the width of your shoulder. And if you're sleeping on your back, it needs to be a little bit smaller so it fits your neck. If you're both a side and a back sleeper, you kind of have to meet halfway. So bottom line, your size pillow is not going to be the same size as a 300-pound man that sleeps on his side if you sleep on your back and vice versa. So I think it's important that people realize that there are different sizes, and I think it's important people realize also that a pillow lasts 2 or 3 years, not like pillows since you have since you were a teenager.
Good point.
Well, I got to change
we forget
some things
about
up.
that.
Dr. Beauchamp, always a pleasure having you on the show, Natalie. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Great tips. Really appreciate it. You want to find out more information, visit her website, www.drnataliebeauchamp.ca.